To all who listen to this happy pod, welcome. My name is Noah Parker, and welcome back to my world of wonder, where I am joined by my beautiful wife and co-host, Mrs. Adriana Parker.
Hello. Welcome.
Hello, and happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
It's Monday for us, but it's Tuesday for you.
Yes.
The keen-eyed among you may notice that this was actually not live streamed, and that is a thing I think we're going to keep up with going forward.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to not live stream the podcast, mainly because I feel like there's a lot of extra pressure because we have to have dinner done by X time. You know, we have to be done eating at like 7:30. I have to have the dish because I do the dishes. My beautiful wife cooks. I do the dishes. And so we have to be finished at 8:30 so I can do the dishes, and I have to be, 7:30. I have to finish the dishes by 7:45 so I can get down here and get everything put together. And inevitably, I miss something almost every time. Audio's slightly off, like we're too loud, we're too quiet, the cameras aren't quite set right. And like there's always this like panic right before we start the stream.
Yeah.
And honestly, the only reason there's really a panic is there's two reasons. Number one is because we don't have like identical cameras. We have 3 different cameras we're using. And so none of the settings are the same. And one of the cameras doesn't save the settings when you turn it off. So I have to reset the settings every single time I turn it back on.
It's a lot behind the scenes, y'all.
Yeah. And then the other thing is because we use all the same equipment for this podcast and for when Marcy and I do DCOM Kids, we're using the same equipment. We're just using a different set. So I have to move things like the cable that is used for my microphone is... The one that I used to use died, and so we are borrowing one from the other setup. But every time I switch between the setups, I have to remember to move that cable. So that's a thing that has to get done. And it's like we were lucky if we started at 8:05.
Yeah,
and so, and then on top of that, you know, it's also like it's 8:00 Mountain Time.
It's pretty late,
right? And most of my friends that I know listen to the podcast are listening or watching the next day because it's 9:00 because they're in Central Time, or it's 10:00 at night because they're in Eastern. And so it's just late, and it's late for us too, honestly. Like we'll finish and then we basically just go straight to bed. And like, I don't like doing that a whole lot. It's not that fun. It just feels like this obligation at the end of the day that doesn't need to be as stressful as it is.
Yeah.
And so because of that, we've decided to not live stream it anymore. We are still recording this episode on Monday night when we would have live streamed, but that's mainly because we took last week off. You guys probably also noticed that.
Yeah.
And we basically just took last week off because of there are a lot of stressful things happening.
Yeah,
I closed
December.
on Monday night, so we couldn't do it on
things.
Monday night. I didn't want to do it on
Busy.
different. It was busy. So anyway, here we are. Future episodes will likely be recorded.
Yeah.
Like maybe on Sunday afternoons even. Like
maybe like
it takes pressure off because we can kind of just do it when we have time.
Yeah, and exactly. When we might live stream game nights.
The plan is to still live stream game nights.
Perfect.
I just don't know when.
Yeah, because I mean it is fun when, you know, people come and join and like talk to us live and all that. And like obviously when we grow too, we'll probably live stream more eventually.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, for now we're just gonna record.
For now, we'll just record. Yeah, and live stream game nights every now and then.
Yeah.
But I mean, like
I was like thinking the other day. I was like, what if we just like randomly live streamed on like TikTok?
I've been thinking about that too, because like we could.
Yeah. Like, is that different for you?
What do you mean?
At all? Like, would it be like the setup, I guess?
Oh, I mean, we could literally just set up my phone here and go live, but like the audio quality is not going to be there. It could be because we could hook up the lapels.
True.
We could hook up our wireless mics and we could just patch those through.
We should
and then record.
Yeah, we should randomly one day just like record on
TikTok. It'd be
kind
of fun.
And see what happens.
It would have to be kind of. There's a few things that would have to work out for that, because like if my phone were right here live streaming us, like it would be too close.
Yeah.
And you would not be able to see us.
Yeah.
You basically have a really nice shot of Steamboat Willie here. Of the Steamboat Willie poster, but
well, we could
yeah, but it also doesn't have to be a podcast episode.
Yeah,
we could literally
exactly.
just live stream on TikTok like while we're getting ready to film to record or whatever. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I've been thinking about that.
That'd be kind of fun.
That's funny that we've both been thinking about that. We just didn't express it.
That is funny. Yeah. Well, you know, while we're in the housekeeping things, I just want to say thank you guys so much for subscribing and liking, following us on TikTok and Instagram. Our TikTok is starting to give YouTube a run for its money. Like, not really, because it's like, I think we're just under 300 over there, maybe just over 250. We're somewhere between 250 and 300, and our YouTube subscribers are at 779 as of today. And we're getting really close to that 1,000. I don't think it's going to happen by the end of the year at this point. I would love for it to, if you guys could share it with your friends and family and help us reach that goal. We're really only 220-ish, 221 away from hitting that goal. Yeah. So it'd be really cool to do that before the end of the year, but I don't know that that's going to happen. So
definitely by next year.
Definitely by next year. Yes. But yeah, thank you guys so much for subscribing. We hope that you'll share on and get some more of your friends and stuff. We'll get some more subscribers built up. And we also, you can subscribe on YouTube at Noah Parker _channel, or just type Noah Parker _channel in the search bar. That'll take you there. And if you're already here on YouTube and you're looking for the audio only version, we're available on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeart Podcasts. Just search for Noah Parker's World of Wonder over there. And then socials are also Noah Parker's World of Wonder. We're on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook at the moment. I think that's all we're going to do. Like, X is like not a platform that I can like wrap my head around.
Even when it used to be Twitter, I never used it.
I think it's funny because like when you first started really doing stuff on the podcast or on the channel with me, before it was even the Noah Parker channel, back when it was the GWS days, you know.
I know.
I made you make a Twitter that was like Adriana Parker YT, and like I have one that's Noah Parker YT, but it's like I have logged into it once in the last 4 years, and
I probably only logged in.
You probably logged into it to make it, and that was the last time you were ever in TikTok.
True.
So, or not TikTok, sorry, Twitter. Like, I mean, I think I've been on it since it's become X, but I don't think you have been. I don't think you've ever had X on your phone. You've only ever had Twitter. So that's so funny. But anyway, thanks for sticking with us through all that housekeeping stuff. Let's get into today's episode where we are going to be discussing the two primary methods to getting from Orlando International Airport, or MCO, to Walt Disney World Resort.
Okay.
I have experience with both. I technically have
with experience with what exactly?
With the two primary modes of transportation, which are either Uber / Lyft. I'm just rideshare, I guess. Ride sharing from the airport to Disney World, or taking the Mears Connect from the airport to your resort.
When did you do both?
Well, that's where things are a little bit
that was when
touchy, because when we went
for Disneyland,
when we went to Disney World, we did it at Disneyland too, actually, but that one doesn't really count because they don't have Mears Connect for Disneyland. Right. It's like public transit or rideshare, or the third option, which is rent a car. That's pretty much it. But when we went the second time to Disney World, we Ubered from MCO. We flew in a day before our vacation started, so we took a lift from MCO to a hotel called Comfort Inn by the Parks. Okay. Yeah. Formerly Comfort Inn Main Gate.
Oh yeah.
But someone else named a hotel Main Gate, so now it's not that anymore. But it's by the it's Comfort Inn by the Parks, and we stayed there, and then we took a lift from there to our resort, which was Pop Century that time. Yeah. And so technically we don't have the experience going directly from MCO to
like
the resort, but I'm counting it because
I'd say so.
We did rideshare the whole way. Like we went from the airport to one hotel, and then from that hotel to the resort. So and my points kind of still stand. So the third option is the honorable mention option, and it's renting a car. And to each their own with that, you know. If you feel it's worth it, like I'm not saying absolutely don't do it, but I personally, like the way we do Disney, we would drive the car from the airport to the resort, and then at the end of the vacation drive it back to the airport. It doesn't make sense to me to rent a car that whole time.
Yeah, you're not driving. Like if you were renting a car, I feel like you would want to be driving like a lot for it to be worth.
Yeah, 100%. So I do know people who will rent cars, but I also feel like the friends that I have that rent cars when they go are not staying at like the resort the entire time. They'll go get
okay.
sometimes they'll go grab a bite to eat
Yeah,
out off property, so they'll take the
okay.
car.
Yeah, makes sense.
They have kids, or they go to, like, I know people who grocery shop, which, like, you don't even really need to do that because you have Instacart will drop it off at the hotel and you can just grab it, so you don't even really need to go shopping yourself. So but you know, I understand there's some people with kids, like this one friend of mine has a kid and they rent a car when they go because they like that safety net where, like, if something happens, they can get the kid to the emergency room like ASAP. They can get in their car and they can go.
Yeah, that would be.
And they don't have to pay for an ambulance.
Yeah.
So there are reasons why you would do it, and I can understand it, but it's not for me.
I think the two that you mentioned.
Honorable mention out of the way. Let's get into riding the Mears Connect and why I prefer the Mears Connect. Several reasons. And I guess I'll talk about the pros. Yeah, I'll talk about the pros and I'll talk about the cons. Okay, the first pro of Mears Connect is that it is very cheap. I think technically I've taken a Mears Connect 4 times and I'll be doing it again in January. It is very cheap. Okay. It is very cheap. I think it cost me $16 each way, so a total of $32 round trip for both vacations. I don't think you can get a lift for $32 one way from MCO to the resort.
Yeah, that's very true.
I was gonna pull up my phone and look at it and see, but I forgot. I mean, I guess we could. Like, I don't know if the thing is, I don't know if Lyft is actually installed on my phone right now, so I don't want to spend the time to download it and log back in and look it up. But
you're probably right though.
I remember.
So expensive.
Yeah, I remember when we did it. Okay, so I can't use that as an example. That's a terrible example. But I do remember when we went from LAX to Disneyland, that was a $65 ride that way. The other way, it was like $70.
Yeah,
if not pushing $80. It was expensive.
It was.
Now, again, that's LA. That's going to be different. But if I remember correctly, our ride from MCO to the Comfort Inn was in the 30s or 40s.
I think so.
Which, if it was $30, you're kind of breaking even with both of us. Right? Because if it was $16 for Mears Connect one way per person, then we're at $32. Right? So if there's 2 of you, then the rideshare starts to make more sense.
That's true.
And if you're a family of 4, your rideshare then that price can go up even more, and it still makes sense. Because it's $16 per person. It doesn't matter if you're 12 or if you're 112, or 7,
Yeah, that's true.
So that was one thing that I liked a lot, is that for me, going by myself, it was the more affordable option. Very convenient. I do feel more comfortable in a motor coach than I do in a bus, than I do in the backseat of someone's car. There's a lot less worry for me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
In the bus,
that is true. Like, I feel like when you're in an Uber, you're kind of just in a tight space with a stranger, and you're kind of
I know that Uber does background checks and their drivers are safe, but there's always that lingering thought in the back of my head that this person could just kidnap me right now.
It's just weird.
When I'm in a Lyft or an Uber, I am watching the map to make sure that they are following the directions that I have on my screen. And if they make a weird turn, it stresses me out.
Kids these days, it's so normal. Uber and Lyft is something that's definitely been invented in our time, and it's gonna feel like nothing probably to future generations.
I know people who will just jump in an Uber or a Lyft and they don't think twice about it. They'll put their destination in, they'll get in the car, and then they'll take a nap.
Yeah,
and that's I can't. No, thank you. So that is another pro for me with Mears Connect, is that it's a little bit more. I feel safer, I guess I would say, and also the fact that you're in a big motor coach.
Yeah.
If someone does something stupid on the road in front of you and you end up in an accident, you probably aren't going to feel it.
Yeah, we've had good experiences though with Ubers. Like we've always had good experiences.
We pretty much we do Lyft 90%
Yeah,
of the
Lyft,
time. I think
yeah.
we've only done Uber a couple times.
Yeah,
like
that's
we're a
true.
Lyft couple for sure.
Yeah, I think it's cheaper in
Yeah.
my opinion. But yeah, we have good experiences. Like everything's fine and dandy.
Yeah.
The only thing that's like the one that it's not a like transportation, but it's like DoorDash. I don't know why I think DoorDash too. It's like a car delivery, I guess. That's the only place where we had some issues. And I know they do background checks for that too. So
Yeah, and also like from a
like someone stole our food.
yeah from a restaurant management perspective, I know that DoorDash has done a lot to like try to
Do a bit
prevent
better.
it, but there's just some things you can't do. You know, like there's never going to be a 100% guarantee that person's not going to take off with your food.
I feel like
Unfortunately, like it's unlikely now. It's like more and more unlikely, but like it's never impossible.
There was a time where the bags weren't like closed together, right?
Yeah, they didn't really seal bags.
Yeah.
It's just
Well,
your
now
food
they
was just
do.
there. But now the bags are sealed
Because
most
everyone
of the
could just
time.
like pick a fry and they eat it. Or
Yeah,
something.
I think the reason that that's become a thing with DoorDash, like a standard for DoorDash and Uber, is because not because drivers are taking food out, but because drivers are adding things in.
Yeah,
that was a big thing with
that's
that.
Crazy.
Yeah,
that's not good.
So, but anyway,
Okay. Yeah, that's sketchy.
that's dying grass
anyway,
for sure.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
So that's your second pro.
That's my second pro.
Do you have any other pros?
Third
Premier
pro. Do I have a third pro? I guess. Well, that kind of fits into the con category too. I don't know. I have one that kind of fits in both, but I got to save some stuff to talk about with Lyft too. Some of the pros with Lyft and whatnot. So,
okay.
Tell
me.
What else do I like about Mirrors Connect? This is a really random part of it.
I never experienced it, right?
No,
Okay, yeah.
no. You will next time we go to Disney World, though. It's very convenient. Yeah. So one of the other things that I really like is that most of the Mirrors Connect buses are former Disney's Magical Express buses, because Mears was the company who did that, and Magical Express was basically the same thing, except it was included in your vacation. If you booked a vacation with Disney and you were flying into MCO, you could just ride the Magical Express to your resort.
Yeah. Okay.
And so because of that, some of the upholstery on the seats is like relevant. Like
Wow.
The one that I was on most recent was actually a Disney Cruise Line charter bus, because they do that too. They still do that, where you can stay at Disney and then you can get on a cruise line bus or shuttle from your resort in Walt Disney World, and they'll take you to Cape Canaveral or Port Canaveral, where some of the ships leave, which is something I plan to do. That's what I want to do for our anniversary.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Just do a couple days there and then ride the bus.
Okay.
But anyway, so the upholstery in the bus that I was in was Disney Cruise Line upholstery. So they had like little Disney Cruise Line emblems and like little hidden Mickeys all over the place. Really random fact, but that was a big pro for me. I thought that was fun. Even though I was on a Mears bus that had really no affiliation with Disney anymore, it was still had that Disney magic on it. So
that's pretty cool.
Oh, and one more pro. More pro.
What's the last?
Most, if not all, of those coaches have a restroom in the back. So if you have to pee on the way back, there's a place to go. Whereas if you're in a lift, you're along for the ride.
That is very true. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that has never come in handy for me.
Every single one has a bathroom.
I don't know if every single one does, but every one that I have been on has.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are my pros for.
I wonder how that would be like. Because I feel like you go
I feel like
on the
it's
airplane.
Similar to being on an airplane.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably.
Maybe a little less bumpy, but.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, in the airplane, I feel like it's pretty, like, just like you don't even realize you're, traveling
exactly
so fast. But in like a moving vehicle, I feel like it would be, easier to kind of feel everything.
That's a good point. That's fair.
But I don't know. Yeah, you never experienced it, so.
Yeah.
But that's cool that they have one, though. It is
cool. So, I want to talk about some of my pros for using Lyft now. A couple come to mind immediately. Number one is the speed. Typically, especially if you're going from the airport to the resort, you're gonna get a pretty quick response because there's gonna be a lot of people waiting to pick people up. You know, there's gonna be a lot of drivers just waiting for someone to say, I need a ride.
Right.
So it's pretty quick because you just say you need a ride, bada bing, bada boom, someone will be there. Mears Connect, they have shuttles that'll depart.
That was my guess.
In a regular. Okay, I was gonna let you guess, but I forgot.
It's okay.
So they just kind of naturally led into it.
Yeah,
but
it was just like it has like stops.
Well, yeah, that too. That's actually a separate part of it. That's a separate thing.
It's like slower, I guess, to get from destination A to or point A to point B. Yeah,
kind of.
A little bit.
Yeah, that's actually not what I'm talking about right now.
Oh, okay.
Because the Mears Connect departs. Oops, that's me. The Mears Connect departs like. I think they have, there's ones that depart on your specific route, like once every 30, 45 minutes, maybe once an hour, something like that. I don't know exactly what the interval is, but like basically if you're staying at XYZ hotels, you get on this one. And if you're staying at ABC hotels, you stay at this one. You go on this one, right? There's like 4 or 5 of them. And the thing is, when you're staying at the all-star resorts, I mean, all of the resorts do it where they're paired with other ones. But when you're staying at the All-Star Resorts, you're going to be picking people up and dropping people off from Animal Kingdom Lodge and then from all 3 All-Star Resorts. And so if you're staying at All-Star Music, I think, I forget which order they're in, but I think All-Star Music is the one that's further in the back. And if you're staying at All-Star Music, you're the last stop. So from the time you get on the bus, I led into it, but it wasn't where I was going. But I'm leading into it now. You're the last person to get off the bus, basically. And so, like, the time from when you get on the bus to when you get off the bus can be, up to an hour, maybe 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
Whereas with a Lyft, you know, they're going to be there pretty rapidly, and they're going directly where you're trying to go. Yeah, so there's less delay there.
Yeah, that affected your trip last time a little bit. I feel like you were expecting to get there earlier, but...
That not much. It didn't really do that much, honestly. I got there about half an hour later than I thought I was going to.
Yeah, you were surprised that. Okay.
Yeah.
You were expecting more, but you got there faster.
Yeah, more or less.
So yeah, that's cool.
Yes. What else? What else was I gonna say?
For Lyft,
pros for Lyft. I guess, like I said, you know, if you're a bigger family, the cost might become a little bit more reasonable with Lyft because, you know, it's per person on Mears, whereas in a Lyft you pay for the ride. Yeah. Kind of does. It matters how many people there are because, like, if it's like 1 to 3, it can be a sedan. If it's like more than 3, you have to get like one of the bigger ones. It's like an SUV or a van. Yeah. So you might be looking at a little bit more there. But then you just kind of have to look and see, like, what is that going to cost me in Lyft versus Mears Connect.
That's true.
The other benefit, I think, to Lyft is you have until you get there. Like, you can get your Lyft when you get there, like when you arrive at the airport and when you're ready to go back to the airport.
Yeah, you can, like, schedule it.
Yeah, well, not really schedule it, but, like, you can do it on the fly.
Okay, yeah.
Whereas with Mears Connect, you do have to schedule it. So, granted, if you get to the airport later or you get down to the bus later, you can still get on. You're just going to be later than what your original itinerary said you were going to get there. But when you leave, that's the stressful part. Because if you're staying at one of the resorts I mentioned before, one of the All-Stars or Animal Kingdom Lodge, all those buses all match up together, you know? Like, they pick people up from this. I mean, it's not even, you can pick people up from other resorts too if you're going back. So, you know, you could be staying at All-Star Sports and they pick you up first.
Yeah.
But then they have to pick some people up from Pop Century. And then they have to pick some people up from the Riviera because y'all's flights leave at the same time and they just send one bus to get you all. And so because of that, they schedule that out. But, like, if your flight leaves at 7 p.m., you're probably getting on the Mears Connect at like 4:30 or 5, at the latest.
That makes sense.
Because they got to schedule in all those other stops. So that's a big disadvantage there. But that only matters if you're an annual pass holder and you're trying to be in the parks on the day you're departing, which is what I've done the last 2 times, which became very inconvenient, especially the last time because I had to leave at like 2, which was way earlier than I wanted to. But especially because my flight didn't leave till like 5 that night. So I could have like, it's like.
What time did you get to like the airport?
We got to the airport at like 3, I think.
Oh, so
it's still the 2 hours that I would normally get to the airport. But I don't know. It just felt more stressful. And like, it was like, I'm not doing anything. Like I sat, especially because like I was really being paranoid about missing the shuttle. And so I was back super early. I think I went back to the resort at like 1. And so I was like,
it's so responsible.
I did nothing for an hour. And then you sit on a bus for an hour and like,
oh my goodness.
Yeah. So that there are some cons, but I think overall it's worth it.
Yeah. For sure.
But again, there are some, like, that is one of the pros with Lyft is I can just get back to the I could have got back to the resort at 2, grabbed my bags and hit a button and called a Lyft to me and hopped on and probably still been in there in plenty of time. Yeah. Especially because Lyft drivers will drive a little bit faster.
That's true. Yeah, because they want to get their money. And drop
like
it off
time is money for those people. So they're going to try to pick you up and get you dropped off ASAP.
That's true.
So that they can get somebody else. Like the more rides they get in an hour, the more money they make per hour.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I have anything else to say about either one of them.
Maybe if you get a Lyft, you get lucky and you get one with like a little like TV screen.
Oh.
Or like
I feel like those are so
music.
Pointless.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm on my phone anyway. It doesn't
true.
even matter. Like, it saves your battery a little bit, I guess, but I don't know.
Maybe they're playing sick music that you like.
Yeah, maybe.
Or maybe music you don't like.
That's the thing.
That's funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I think those are my feelings on those. I prefer personally, again, like I've said probably 3 times now, for solo trips, I prefer Mears Connect just because it is a little bit less stressful. I'm not getting in a van or a car with a stranger randomly and by myself and all alone.
Right.
You're on a bus, and like a lot of times too, like when you're on the bus, you do get the opportunity to interact with the other people on the bus with you, and like tell fun stories or like just share the hype. Yeah. About starting your vacations. You're like, oh, we're all starting our vacations together. Yeah. How exciting.
Yeah. Oh,
so
that's cool.
That is one of the cool things about Mears Connect. And
you could
Mears Connect, get it? That's you can connect with people.
You can kind of do that if you want with the Uber or whatever, Lyft. But like,
it's not as personal because you like. I don't want to distract the driver too much.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to distract the driver, and also like some of them could be just like in a mood and not want to talk to you, or they just don't want to talk to you, and you just gotta feel the vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, with the Mears Connect, that makes sense.
But yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like primarily I will, like when we go again next time, I will likely book us Mears Connect rides.
Okay.
I also have to look into it a little bit because, like I said, our anniversary trip, we're planning on going for like a couple days to Walt Disney World. So we'll Mears Connect from MCO to the park for that. And then we'll take the shuttle from the resort to the port. And then we have to decide at that point, like, are we just going back to MCO after that? Are we going to try to spend another couple days at the parks and then do it again?
Money.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. There's nothing's impossible.
Yeah.
I don't know. We got a lot of things to look into, but we will likely do that because it's pretty cheap.
Nice.
And yeah, reliable, I think is the big thing there too. It's reliable.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry really. If you book a Mears Connect trip, you're going to be getting to the resort on your Mears Connect.
Let us know if you have any questions about any of the two.
Yeah.
Down below.
Either I know the answer or I know how to get the answer. So
yeah.
The second honorable mention is having relatives who live in Florida who can pick you up from the airport and take you.
Yep.
That is the best way because then you're not paying for anything except maybe throwing them a bone for some gas or something. But it depends, a lot of times they'll just do it for you as long as when they come to town, you repay the favor.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
There we go. That's all I got to say about that.
Okay.
Now it's time for us to find out. It's time for us to find out what's going on in Mickey's neck of the woods.
What What is going on?
Honestly, not much.
Again.
Again. Because we missed last week, we do have a little bit that we can talk about from last week. But let's see, where is my Instagrams? Right there. Okay, perfect. Excellent. Let me put this on Do Not Disturb so that I don't get random work notifications while we're doing this. There's some that are like, I'm really kind of annoyed with a couple of them because I'm like, you did not tell us anything.
That's like trying to like tell you something, but they're just not.
Yes, and I'll lead into that here in just a second. The first thing I want to talk about, I'm going to see if this works correctly first. It doesn't.
No,
so we're just going to do this. That's okay.
Mm.
Yeah, basically they have taken the pre-show out of Rock and Roller Coaster, where they've basically just covered the windows that lead into the recording booth where Aerosmith previously was listening back to their previously recorded track, and they've replaced it with these walls that just
weird.
have G-Force record logos all over them.
That's interesting.
And from what I understand, I mean, it makes sense. I don't know what else you do, but you just literally walk through this room now and go straight into the loading, the back alley behind it. And I'm confused because what I keep hearing is that they are getting rid of the pre-show altogether. But I thought there was supposed to be a pre-show still when the Muppets take over.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of confused, I guess, if this is supposed to
maybe
my
they're
assumption
making a different
at first
pre-show area.
Well, that was my assumption at first, that they walled this up and they can just work on the pre-show behind it now, right? And they don't have to worry about it. They can literally keep the ride open while they do this.
Yeah.
And then like the downtime for Rock and Roller Coaster will be like a month because they only have to change the gift shop and a couple things throughout they have to change the soundtrack to the ride and maybe throw in a couple Easter eggs in the ride, but I imagine most of that's going to stay the same. There's probably going to be some things thrown into the alley where you actually load into the trains, but I don't know, like where is it on here? I saw it somewhere. It said like I guess we don't have any more information like as to whether or not it's coming, if it's coming back or not. I thought the concept art showed that there was going to be a pre-show, so I'm expecting it to come back, and they're just working on it literally directly on the other side of that wall. So hopefully that is what happens, but
yeah, that'd be cool.
We'll see. They might be doing more things than I realize. But yeah, so that was a thing that happened last week, actually. So this one's kind of old news. I would imagine most of you probably already heard it by now. But next is we have this is one of the ones that I'm talking about that's like, you didn't tell me anything. But it's the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad opening timeline has been announced. And basically, this is from Disney Food Blog, so we have some of the concept art from Disney that's just showing the rainbow caverns and the bats and all that stuff, and some more construction of the ride. But basically, they're like, yeah, Big Disney announced that it's opening in spring of 2026. And I'm like, you have told me nothing. Like, that's not Disney Food Blog. That's Disney. Because Disney came out there like, it's opening spring 2026. I'm like, that is not information.
Yeah.
Like, saying spring 2026 is like, okay, now I have a 3-month period where I can expect it. Like,
True.
It doesn't say early spring. It doesn't say late spring. It just says spring.
Very vague.
So, like, what is the last day of spring? Like, June? Technically, like June 21st or something is like the last day of the first day of summer.
Yeah, June.
Right? And so it's like you could literally do it June 20th, June 15th, and you would still technically be in spring. So I'm like,
hilarious.
That's not really information, but especially because I feel like the announcement before that was early 2026.
Yeah.
Early 2026 would have to be either
like February.
Like winter, end of winter. So like January, February, or in spring. And I don't understand. They did. It's just driving me kind of nuts because it's not really information. And then the next thing that we found out this week, this was from this week, and we got this from Walt Disney World News today. They have pretty much cleared out Tom Sawyer Island. So now you can see the Haunted Mansion from Tiana's Bayou Adventure. If this is not even actually back closer to...
That's crazy.
This photo actually might be closer to Big Thunder. And actually based on the lamps over there, I think it is. But you can see directly to the Haunted Mansion from there, which you previously could not because the trees and everything and some of the structures on Tom Sawyer Island blocked that sightline. But now you can see directly across
I can see it.
the what is it called? I can't think of what it's called all of a sudden.
The like
Rivers of America, I think. Oh man, that's annoying. But yeah, I see there's some like totem poles, and that is pretty much all that's left aside from the actual land mass, but that's not going anywhere. They're just going to flatten that, pave over it. If they even flatten it, they might not need to flatten it because they might be able to use that as part of the structure for the cars area that I can't think of, Piston Peak. And then this one's kind of just a more comprehensive post from Disney Food Blog about things coming in 2026. So some of the things we got from that are that the Flower and Garden Festival dates have been announced. That's going to be March 4th through June 1st, 2026. I do not think I will be participating in that this year because if we do end up going as part of our honeymoon trip, it'll be probably
like in
July. So we're going to miss that, unfortunately. And then, of course, they say Rock and Roller Coaster's reopening timeline revealed. Again, not really saying much. Same thing with Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin was also announced to be opening in spring 2026. And Frozen Ever After is going to be getting new audio animatronics in February of 2026. So that's a little bit better information for me. Soarin' Across America is the only thing we actually have a solid date for. And that is going to be on Memorial Day of 2026. That's going to be really cool. Happy 250th birthday, America.
Yeah.
250? Feels like it should be longer, but I think it's 250, right? Yeah. Level 99 is officially going to be opening in Disney Springs in 2026. Whoops. And more updates to Animation Courtyard coming. Cool Kids Summer will be returning in 2026. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff happening in 2026. So look out for that. And I think that's really all we had this week. I'm excited for the new Space Ranger Spin technology and the audio animatronics in Frozen Ever After. That might make me less likely to ignore the fact that ride exists. Because those, like, weird projected faces kind of creep me out.
It is. Wait, which ride?
For Frozen Ever After.
Yeah.
They're really weird, and they kind of don't work perfectly 100% of the time. So they're going to be getting
new animatronics.
So the ones that they have animatronics in, I want to say Tokyo Disneyland, but it might be Shanghai. One of them, too. They have a Frozen ride, and they have audio animatronics that look like the characters from the movie just brought to life.
That's cool.
And so like their faces are faces and
it's not just
sheets of glass that are being projected on,
That's crazy.
So it'll look a lot better, and I probably won't move it up my list very much, but it'll at least be something that I'll think about,
That's hilarious.
So yeah, lots of stuff coming in 2026.
Yeah, that's
of course
exciting.
Right now they're celebrating the holidays, Festival of the Holidays in Epcot, which I wish I could go to, but it'll be Festival of the Arts, I think, when I go in January, which was a cool one last year. But I'll have to double check the dates, but I might be going when there's no festival happening. That's possible too. And that, friends, is what's going on in Mickey's neck of the woods.
Right.
Yeah, and that's going to do it for us today. We hope you enjoyed today's episode, and we hope you join us next week. Again, this is now just not being live streamed, so this will be available on Tuesday mornings at 6 a.m. on YouTube and the podcasting platforms. Make sure to set your alarms. Yes. Share with your friends, your family, your neighbors.
Help us get to 1K.
If you're in line for a meet and greet listening to this, share it with your cast members that are asking you how many are in the boat.
No, yes.
Or in your group, rather. And did I say a meet and greet? You're doing a meet and greet, but you're getting in a boat. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm losing my marbles.
It's late.
Yeah, it's time to wrap things up. Now it's time for So Long.
Good night.
But we'll sing just one more song. I think I can't sing any more of that, or we might get copy strike. So on that note, we're going to head out, guys. We will see you next time. But until then, my dear friends, let the wonder take hold.